Hello, Memphis friend. There's a lot going on in the world right now, so we're taking a trip to Angel Island. No fancy camera tricks or edits, no overly long history of the place, no yelling or screaming at anyone or stock photos to get your attention or anyone else's attention. Just some good old-fashioned artistry going on. Though I am going to point out there is scripting going on because I cannot keep my thoughts in line right now. And I meant to have this in hand, but coffee. We're also going to take some photos while we're at it. I am using the Ilford Ilfo Color 400 Plus Vintage Tone. I've never used this before, and I can't wait. I'm gonna be taking that on my K1000 Pentax. Oh my gosh. So, it's the most naive thing I think I can say, but it's busy. Was not expecting it to be this busy on a Wednesday. The most annoying part about this right now is that there is a place right behind the visitor center that I really wanted to go to. It was covered by trees. If it was adults, I think it would be fine. I think I'd be able to work around it, but it's a bunch of screaming kids. I seem to pick a bad day for field trips to be here, but we're gonna see what we can make happen. So I seem to be far enough away. My only worry right now is that there's a break in the fog at the moment, and I want to be covered. I want to be underneath something. I might just go to the cafe area and do this, but yeah, we'll see. As I'm setting this up, to me it's new, but I just discovered a feature of my camera, how to make it ultra wide versus not ultra wide. This isn't going to make any difference for like 90% of anyone right now, but I have a DJI Osmo Pocket 3. I'm learning how the thing works even after a while. Why are these things still here? I still have so many things up. There are a couple of things I want to talk to you about as we set up our paint set. Do you have enough water, by the way? Stay hydrated, first and foremost, but we also need enough water for watercolor paints. Put that not where there are electronics. This is one of the reasons I pointed out that this is honestly scripted to keep my lines in my thoughts in line. Long story short, I've recently gotten off of social media, as you know. Specifically Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, they were all ruining my mental health, making me feel like the worst person ever. And I've been dealing with the stuff that comes after that. Some other things popped up that brought me down for a bit as well. But I've been drawing, painting, and writing more. So I thought that's what we'd do here today. What I have today is the Koi watercolors set. Not something I forgot. I have a tendency to forget things, and I did not forget it. Okay, I wanted to let them chirp a little bit. I had to relocate because apparently there's a camp that goes on here and during the summer, and I chose a Wednesday to come, which is admittedly not the smartest thing. However, I have taken part of a tour to find another more desolate location, and as you can hear, all you can hear are the birds. I think I just found a place that's hopefully covered with shade. But first, I wanted to show you this creepy looking hospital. Looks haunted, right? Looks like it could be something for a Monster of the Week mystery. All right, I scoped out an area and it is fine. There's a little camping place down there. There's the bay. And then here is where I'm gonna be staying for a little bit. I don't know how long exactly, but there is shade. And there's also a picnic table and a bear box, because this is a campground. But yeah, it's not much, but it'll do. This took a minute, but what do you think? Still pretty new at this whole painting thing. And I wasn't sure how to paint the mountains, but those are supposed to be mountains. I don't know, I like to paint campfire scenes, which is kind of interesting considering where I am. So yeah, let's move on to drawing, shall we?
So you think it might be haunted?
I've been drawing a lot for the past few months now. One friend, East Bay friend, kept talking to me about drawing fundamentals. And ever since, I've been learning to draw boxes, among other things. I've started drawing something, just about anything, nearly every day. And I got him to start drawing every day, nearly every day. Art begets art, I suppose. I've been watching a lot of Star Trek during my depressive episodes. Next Generation and Deep Space Nine in particular have become comfort shows for me. I'm in the middle of Deep Space Nine, and while that's my favorite show, I figured I would draw Picard this time. Start with what I hope is a simple drawing. Maybe I'll do Captain Sisko next. All right. So, what do you think? It's something. I don't know how to draw hands yet. I'm better at faces, but it's not quite there yet. But I feel like this looks somewhat like Captain Picard. Anyway, that was fun. Leaf. I've wanted to do more than simply talk about public transit on this channel. I'm a public transit nerd, but there are plenty of channels out there that rattle off histories or give chaotic reviews, both incredibly interesting things in my mind, but I want to find a good middle ground in what I show and talk about. I'm not Miles in Transit, and I'm not Adam, though we both happen to live in Oakland, coincidentally. I want to talk about my art, and especially my writing, how it's evolved over the years, and what I'm writing now. I'm getting to a point where I have the right version of events, but still writing first drafts. I'd like to start serializing them at some point. If you, or any other friends, like queer urban fiction, I hope to have a Patreon set up sometime soon. I have lots of stories, some personal, some not as much, but I want to serialize them. And I feel like that's the most practiced part of this video. Still glad I scripted this though, because I really needed to get that out concisely. Yeah, so there's a scene that I'm writing. I originally wrote down something in my Obsidian note, but I have since decided I want to not go off script, but I want to change the script. What I decided on is one character of mine that's kind of rediscovering her own the place that she grew up in. So what does that mean? It means that this scene is focusing on her taking a ferry. I don't think this will end up in any book or story necessarily, but it's more practice writing, I guess. She is taking a ferry to kind of get a good view of the city. And people say it's beautiful all the time, and that is not wrong. It is incredibly beautiful out here, but I want her to kind of rediscover that little spark, the passion that is the beauty of wherever it is you are. It doesn't necessarily have to be San Francisco, but I feel like I'm rambling, so I'm just gonna start writing now. I wrote 298 words in probably like 10 minutes or something. This felt like a warm-up, and honestly the painting and the drawing that's one of the reasons I got into drawing and painting in the first place, is to like clear my mind out, but it's really doing that. It also helps that I'm out in nature. Okay, Memphis friend, time to head back. Gotta catch the next ferry. I hope we can come back or find another spot that's more conducive for artsy stuff. Definitely gonna consider coming back to this campsite if there is another chance. It was great catching up with you, and I'll talk to you soon. But until then, I'll see you in the next video.
They went their way.
That's very kind of you.
Very kind.
No?
Yep, Jackson has a bag of apples just for himself, okay? I have more apples.
You missed out on certain things and you got other things.
What'd you put on your